On the occasion of Siddhi Divas, I heartily congratulate to Pradeep Bhai and all. I would like to request him to speak few lines about the famous book The Savitri written by Sri Aurobindo.
ओम आनंदमयी चैतन्यमयी सत्यमयी परमे. Congratulations to you all on the occasion of Siddhi Divas of Mother and Sri Aurobindo. Sri Aurobindo's epic poem Savitri has 12 books, 49 cantos, and 24,000 lines approximately. Can you just imagine how big it? Actually, as an Indian, it is a matter of pride for us that Savitri is the longest poem in English literature. Savitri is more than just a poem. It is based upon the philosophy of Sri Aurobindo, which is integral yoga. Integral yoga means a yoga of body, mind, spirit, vital, and psychic. It is a poetic expression of Sri Aurobindo's personal sadhana. So, you must understand the value and importance of Savitri. And in Savitri, Canto 4, the secret knowledge. A few lines of Sri Aurobindo. I would like to say, a mutual debt binds man to the Supreme. His nature we must put on as he puts ours. We are son of God and must be even as he. His human person we must go divine. Our life is a paradox with God for key. I want to reiterate this basic line. Our life is a paradox with God for key. What is paradox? What is the paradox of life? This is a mystery, and it is known to everybody that Savitri says, in terms of words, or maybe we can say that all the words and lines are just like mantra. Sri Aurobindo says in a poetic mode, human life appears full of contradiction, dilemma, conflicts, and unresolved dualities. What are they? Our life is a mix of opposites. For example, good and evil, and joy and sorrows, knowledge and ignorance, love and hate, finite and infinite, mortal and immortal. These are contradictory to one another. And we can say, in terms of Savitri, these are the paradox of our life. We know that our life is full of sorrows and suffering. People are living with miserable conditions, and joy is far away from him. We know how can we reach at our destinations. Ignorance is our greatest enemy. Ignorance is root of all problems. And we are the seeker of knowledge. But knowledge doesn't mean only getting a certificate of degree or diploma. It is something beyond that. You cannot confine education or knowledge within the degree or diploma, certificates and examination. Education means self-realization, a realization of God, realization of the truth, realization of the beauty, realization of Satyam Shivam Sundaram, realization of God within you, realization of Brahma. Then only one can be educated. Our life is full of dilemma. And also, ego is a bar, and ego is a helper. And we know that there is pure entity, which is soul or Atma, which is never ending. But our body will decompose after death. Both are contradictory to one another. Atma, which is eternal, which is never ending, whereas body is temporary. Both are contradictory to one another. This is also absolutely paradox. As per the language of Savitri, how can we overcome these difficulties? Is it possible? Certainly possible. Yes, there is also key. What is that key? Believe in God. Existence of God within you. The God is only the solution. The God is the key. What Sri Aurobindo says in Savitri. Ego is a bar, ego is a helper. You know, sometimes the ego helps for the material development and physical development. But same ego stands as a barrier on the way of our spiritual development, our spiritual upliftment. How can we remove ego? How can we eliminate ego? Is it possible to root out the ego? Sometimes ego affects us in disguise. Even if we cannot understand and realize it. Rooting out of ego may not possible right now. At least we should understand the presence of ego within us. At least we should recognize the ego. Then also it is a good symptom. And one day will come, we can eliminate the ego. We can reduce the level of ego so that we can install the existence of God. We can see the existence of God. We can realize the existence of God. And it can be possible. How? If our all the difficulties, problem, disharmony will be disappear one day. Apart from this, I would like to say a new concept. What is Purusha and what is Prakriti? Do you know what is Purusha and Prakriti? What we are doing? What are the activities we are taking in our lifetime? All the activities, our duties, whatever it may be, whether it is good or bad, it's not a matter. But all the activities are Prakriti. And all the activities are being observed by a mute spectator present within us. That is Purusha. Purusha is the mute spectator, silent observer. Purusha looking at us, whether we are doing right or wrong. We can cheat others. We can cheat all. We can cheat a policeman. We can teach our parents. We can cheat our parents. Even if we can cheat a judge. But we cannot cheat ourselves. We cannot cheat ourselves because we know what is the mistakes. And the Purusha, who is the silent observer, closely monitoring all the activities of us. We are in the radar of Purusha. A Purusha can detect our faults. So we cannot escape from the fault. We cannot blame others for our faults. We cannot blame others for our mistakes. We are responsible. Sometimes we feel varieties of problems. There are different problems in our life. We are facing a lot of problems in our lifetime. And unfortunately, we are the creator of most of the problems in our life. But we generally do not accept it. Always we project our own fault upon others' heads. But especially we are responsible. When there is a problem, there is a solution. The solution is not far away from the problem, but we are moving here and there for searching the solution of the problems. Instead of going outward to solve your problems, you turn inward because the solution is also within you. But when it is possible? It is possible when you understand the God, when you understand the truth, when you understand and realize the existence of God. That is the key. As for Aurobindo Savitri, the key is also with you. Problems are not big. We are making it problem serious and big. Isn't it? We are responsible for that. You just take an example of onion. If you peel an onion, what happens? Initially, tears will come out from your eye. Deeper and deeper you go, you'll get nothing at the end. Problems are like that. At the end, nothing, but you are making the problem serious. You are responsible. You should focus on problems rather than solving them. We are giving unnecessary weightage to our problems, though we are the creator of the problem. Let us keep faith on divine. When you develop your faith or you surrender yourself before the divine, all things will be clear. Everything will be transparent before you. And it is possible when you transform your body, vital, mind, transformation. So it is a yoga of transformation. So, but you have to understand the existence of God. Do you know the power of and strength of God? God is omnipotent, God is omniscient, and God is omnipresent. God is present everywhere. God is almighty. If you live with God, you can do whatever you want. You can do everything. Without God, if you live, your life will be miserable. So, whenever you face any problems, whenever see any problem, the dilemma, disputes, whatever may be in your life, these are the paradox of our life. And the paradox of life can be eliminated, can be disappeared. When and how? This is a question to you. Mind it. You should live with God. Without God, you cannot do anything. So the key point is, your key is the God, relation of God, existence of God, and live accordingly as per the consent of the God. You have to live as per the consent of the God, according to the law of the nature, according to the law of the God. You cannot do anything in an arbitrary way. No, you are not allowed to do anything in an arbitrary way. You have to keep in your this thing in your mind. So here is the problem and here is the solution. Solution is also with your hand, and the key is the divine. So all life is a paradox, and we can overcome the paradox of the life. How? With God for key. This is why Sri Aurobindo says our life is a paradox with God for key. Thanks.